The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development was created in 2016 to bring about relevant programs of actions for youth and sports development. Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa, with one of the largest population of youth in the world. The mission and vision is to have a Nigeria with empowered and successful youth in all fields of life and Nigerians that are adequately supported to excel in sports and other areas. The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development Network is a platform where all and everyone counts, a channel through which the youth of Nigeria can relate their expectations, and the ministry also can communicate effectively for a greater height. The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development Network, bringing the youth closer to the power.
The company, I'd say the best way to go about starting up the company is
in a bid to find a lasting solution to challenges facing Nigeria noted in the NSAS protests all over the country, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Solidarity, said government will continue to open a channel of communication for youth to hear their grievances, while also providing opportunities that will help to bridge the gap between Nigerian youth and their counterparts outside the country. Some of the youth who spoke on a youth town hall meeting said they want action and people responsible for some deaths recorded to be brought to book.
We must start seeing implementation of government policy on police. That is the only way the protesters are going to leave the streets.
I think the police also needs to understand that this agitation is not just about the reformation of the SARS unit, but it's also for the police to have a better welfare. This has been clearly stated over and over.
So, it's not what the Inspector General of Police or his representative is saying now that will be issued. It is what has not been said or what has not been done. Instance, Ezo River Massacre was in 2012. So, bringing it forth now to say that we are doing something about it, 8 years ago, it's already an indictment that even if the Inspector General of Police says something now, you still cannot believe it.
That has to do with digital technology. The statistics that came out last month, Nigeria was #1 ranking in social media usage. But according to Google, we are not learning. So there's a disconnect. There is a major disconnect. How do we engage with the Ministry of Youth and Sports in terms of the right program that is going to add value and give our young people competitive advantage for the international community?
The first public relations officer, Frank Kuba, said they have started implementing some of the demands of the youth while calling for a dialogue.
So I want to appeal to our young citizens to just give us one more chance and we'll make it right. We know there's a trust gap, but we will work with you to close up this trust gap.
Minister of Youth and Sports, Solidarity, said the government will not relent in finding a lasting solution to some of the challenges the youth are facing in the country.
Demands have been handed over to Mr. President. They have been communicated to Mr. President. And you can see on the checklist, SARS has been ended. That's one. The police has begun a process of reform of the SARS system, and the entire police system. 5 demands are met. But again, this is going to be over time because demands cannot be met almost immediately. And you see, if you don't engage with government, if you have demands, you must engage with government because government also wants to know exactly how you want this problem solved. This is what we think. And then let's have your own feedback. That kind of engagement is important. And that's why what we're having today is extremely important.
The Youth Town Hall meeting is a channel opened by Ministry of Youth and Sport to address some of the challenges faced by Nigerians.
My phone won't let me be. This device was devised to keep me addicted. Loving everything it serves me, the good, the bad, the ugly, even the beautiful, I embrace it all without scrutiny. I'm caught in between real life made a fantasy and fantasy made real life. I'm in love. So I make excuses for the late nights. Addicted to the screen lights, clicking my way through, hoping I get closer to the same people I get away from in real life. Chasing and chasing after you, but who, what, where, when, why, and how did I buy into this franchise that has robbed me of my identity?
Dem create the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development for 2016 to bring young people important programs wey go dey help them for this country. Nigeria, we know say na country wey get plenty people, and part of those plenty people na young people full am. The mission and vision for this particular ministry na to make sure say e empower young people, make dem dey grow well, make dem dey successful for everything wey they do for life, for sports industry and even other places wey no be sports. The goal na to make sure say young people dey develop themselves, dem get talent, they use am well, all their capital they use am well, so they go dey productive for everything wey they do. The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development Network na platform wey be say all of these things fit dey achieve, wey be say young people fit talk to the ministry to fit talk to young people on the things wey dey bother them, their activities, their plans, so expectations, including programs wey the ministry go dey do because of say they wan carry the young people along. The Ministry of Youth and Sports Development Network bringing young people close to where the power dey.
Mindset is different, their thinking is different, their agitation is quite different. Maybe government is slow in reacting to them. But if we do a reorientation, if we have a new paradigm shift, things might begin to change. National orientation has a strategic role to play in changing a lot of wrong perception about not only government, but about Nigeria.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development Network. My name is Frank. And in line with the Minister's vision for the youth in adopting an athlete, we have somebody all the way from the United States that will be talking with us concerning talent development, talent marketing, and then identifying these talents. So we'll start from the United States and then come home here to Nigeria. And he is already online with me this, is it morning? What's the time there?
Time here right now is 10:06 a.m.
10:06 a.m. Mighty good. Okay, do me a favor. You're going to tell me a whole lot about yourself before we jump in on it. What's your name?
Oh, well, my name is Abraham Oluwole.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that you're in Nigeria.
I'm in Nigeria, 100%. Okay?
All right, tell us a little bit about yourself and all the attributes. We have some of the pictures. I follow you a lot on social media, on Instagram, and I see a whole lot of what you do, training people, bodybuilding, and getting them to become top-notch athletes. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's right. What I do is I'm a professional bodybuilder. Then I train a lot of elite athletes to get their body in the best shape they can ever be. You know, fitness has always been a passion. But one thing that differentiates me between a lot of my peers here is, one, I'm a Nigerian. A lot of my friends, a lot of people where I'm at, don't have any personal training studios. Really hard, as you can imagine. So we're breaking some barriers, man. We're trying to break doors into different agendas of fitness, and we're bringing fitness into everybody's lifestyle.
You made mention of two sets of people, the coaches and then the athletes. So I'm going to ask you right now to give an advice, first of all, to the athletes and then to the coaches themselves on how to, first of all, for the athletes, how to get them from the amateur level to win an Olympic gold, because Nigeria has not won an Olympic gold in God knows how many years. And you are a Nigerian, so how do you train an Olympic athlete? How many years does it take? And what do you have to tell these athletes? And then secondly, what advice would you give to the coaches on how to build an Olympic gold medalist?
All right, coaches, I hope the coaches are listening to me right now, because I'm very passionate. I'm very, very passionate about this topic. All right, if you want to train an Olympic athlete, or you want to take an athlete from being a bronze athlete to an Olympic athlete, you have to take him through phases of training. Every single athlete must have 2 seasons, pre-season and off-season, okay? And each training for pre-season and off-season must have phases of training, okay? And each phase is very simple. It's balance phase, okay? Strength phase, and power phase. Each phases need to last about 6 weeks. If you do the math, 6 weeks is about a month and a half, right?
Yeah.
So it's 6 weeks in balance phase, 6 weeks in strength phase, 6 weeks in power phase. Now, the reason I said that is because I'm pretty sure a lot of coaches don't do that. What we typically do, and that's why science is so evolved, what we typically do as coaches, and this is the back in the day way of coaching, is just get up, go do your workout, and come and perform. Now it's so different. We have to work on injury prevention. We have to work on stabilization, then we have to work on power. And that's what my facility presents, and that's what National Academy of Sport Medicine does. And that's the only way we train all the athletes. Now, the certification, remember the certification I told you about?
Yeah, you did.
The trainer that coaches LeBron James, okay? His trainer has the same certification I'm about to start teaching people how to get. So that's just to let you know. And LeBron James spends $10 million in training per year. Is the top athlete. So does Tiger Woods. Okay, Tiger Woods spends that much money on training. The top athletes on the Olympics and the professional fighters that live in South Florida, they must use the same certification. Why do you think that is? It's because there's value in it. It's science-based, it's forward. And like I said, this certification and this way of training and this thought process behind training is what takes people from bronze medal to gold medal. You have to be patient and take athletes through this phase. Now, athletes also will have to comply and trust the process. You know why? Because it's boring. It's not easy. It's those small little things that people don't like to do that will make them successful. It's like you saying you want to be a doctor, but you don't want to go to college. It doesn't make sense. Or you don't want to sacrifice. It makes no sense. You have to do things that make you uncomfortable to be comfortably winning. That's just the bottom line. Okay, so coaches, I'm hoping you're listening to me, man, because we need to take Nigeria to another level. And listen, what I'm wanting to do, and I'm hoping I could be some kind of a resource for whatever the outcome of this interview is going to be, is I'm willing to mentor coaches from here at my own expense, and you know, whatever it takes, because I would like to be a part of this movement to get our athletes to another level. So coaches, if you're ready, we got it. We got that sauce that you need right here.
And that's why we're talking to you, to ensure that these coaches hear you, because if you're somebody who has been able to coach somebody who took on LeBron James, who is the best basketballer in the world, and you're Nigerian, that means that we have an asset in you so that we could also develop world beaters.
The pride for us, people like me, is to give back to our country and level up our country, because if they win, we all win, period. If we are winning, we are all winning. And that's what we need to do, man, because we have knowledge, we have resources, we have everything, but we've never had opportunity, okay? We've never had opportunity, and oftentimes, Nigerians do not outsource Nigerians for opportunities. So, and that's the problem. You see, people out here will outsource me or my training method and all that stuff. But the chances of Nigerians going to the United States and outsourcing Nigerians is very slim, you know, and that's where we are failing. We need to outsource each other. And I'm going to challenge my other fellow Nigerian coaches. I'm sure there's some Nigerian coaches out here. I haven't really seen a lot of them making movements or talking about this, but I want to challenge all of them as well, that we all need to come together, form some kind of a community to help and give back to our coaches that don't have the same resources we have.
The company, I'd say the best way to go about starting up a company is